Bueno amigos, ¿cómo están? Es Carla una vez más. This is Carla with you again. And why am I holding this? Porque tengo este tirro en la mano. Why do I have this masking tape? Because our project today is going to be very simple. All we need is a few materials and we're going to have so much fun. The level for this project is junior. Es un proyecto para los niños pequeños en la casa ahora que todavía están de vacaciones. Aprovechen y también acuérdense de seguirnos en social media. Please follow us on social media. We're here for you. Be there for us and support us by giving us a little like. Okay, so get ready and we're gonna let you know the materials that you need and we're gonna have some fun together. Bueno, amiguitos, hello my friends. So here is what you need. Aquí está lo que necesitan. Vamos a necesitar 2 pinceles medianitos. Depende del lienzo que tengan, depending on the canvas size. You're gonna need masking tape. Van a necesitar un poco de tirro o tape. Una servilletica o un pañito. You need a little napkin to dry your brushes or to wipe them out. Or a little cloth, whatever you prefer. And we're going to be using very little water, but we are going to have a little bit of water in a cup, un poquito de agua. Y tenemos también un poco de acrílico. En este caso yo voy a utilizar colores cálidos. I'm going to use some warm colors and some cold colors y algunos colores que son un poco más fríos, como los azules, el verde y cálidos, como los que están aquí, el naranja, el amarillo y el rojo rosa. So we have cold and warm colors here, and we're going to use the one brush for one and one brush for the next one. So with the tape, what you're going to do is you're going to make the shape of the house or the building or whatever you want it to be. In this case, I'm going to stick to a house. So vamos a poner el tape cubriendo en la forma de lo que queramos hacer. En este caso voy a hacer una casa, entonces voy a poner el tape como si fuera una casita, así de esta manera. So voy a pegar el tape. Como pueden ver, estoy bloqueando y lo que bloqueo es lo que va a quedar blanco. So the part of the tape, what the tape is blocking is going to stay white. So you have to think kind of backwards. Van a pensar como al revés. Todo lo que pinten va a tener color y todo lo que cubran con el tirro va a quedar de color blanco. Y esa es la parte más divertida. It's the most fun to pick up the pieces of the tape, and it's really fun. So I'm gonna start by making a triangle shape at the top here. So I'm gonna take it like this. Doesn't have to be perfect, just as long as you're having fun. So we're gonna put it there. And we have to put a little piece again here for the top of the house. A very little piece of tape. So what we're doing is just practically blocking what we don't want to be painted with this masking tape. Like that. Maybe a tiny more. A tiny piece more. So you can think ahead of time what you want to make, and then you cut some pieces and you start sticking them on. So what we're gonna do now is maybe I'll make a door for it. You can have fun with your parents doing it. So fun. Now that it's the end of the summer, al final del verano ya tenemos que hacer algunas actividades juntos. Podemos bloquear aquí la puerta de la casa, por lo menos. Estoy bloqueando todo lo que voy a dejar en blanco aquí. Y también puedo bloquear algunas ventanas. So I can block a couple of windows. So we're going to do the windows. Depending on the age, you can do more complicated or less complex. So, dependiendo de la edad de los niños, se puede hacer algo más complicado cortando el tirro más pequeño o dejarlo así gruesito para que sea más fácil pegar las piezas, como en este caso. So I'm leaving it pretty thick as it comes in the roll. In case you have small children, if you have older children, you can make them cut the pieces thinner. So for example, now let's say I want to make a tree, so I'm going to put a piece of tape here. I'm going to cut it. What about we make 2 trees to make it even Steven? So vamos a poner 2 pedazos de tirro. Miren qué fácil este proyecto y divertido, porque es muy divertido sacar el tirro después. Poner estos pinceles aquí. So como pueden ver, as you can see, I started blocking the house, the windows, and I'm gonna make a couple trees here. Maybe I'm just gonna make the branches come out, so you can just make a couple branches like that. It is whatever you want it to be. It's gonna be so fun and so nice. And if you're able to cut them smaller, that's better. I'm focusing on a little bit of a younger crowd that might not be able to cut it, so it's fun to have the kid even sticking pieces of tape onto the canvas is nice. So cualquier tipo de forma que quieran darle está bien. En este caso pues tenemos los árboles, que los estoy haciendo pretty big, y lo pueden cortar con la mano si quieren divertirse a sí mismos. Irlo pegando al lienzo y lo vamos pegando así. Y le vamos dando la forma a nuestros árboles, y si quieren hacer otras cosas pues también. Me encantaría ver alguna de sus artes. I would love to see your artwork. If you want to send us by email or you want to send us in the chat, you can, and we'll pick some of them to show here. And I have this. Alright, I think I have enough for now. So I have that. If you want to make special things, like for example, if you want to make a bird or something like that, you can cut the shape of the bird off like that and stick it onto the canvas wherever you want it. So una forma como un pajarito, lo podemos poner por aquí, lo que ustedes quieran, okay? So we're gonna leave it like that for now, and we're gonna try experimenting with the paint. So far I made a house and I made 2 trees, and then let me see what else I can add. Maybe I can add one more bird because we have time. So lo que ustedes quieran, pueden planificar con los niños o lo pueden hacer ustedes, se lo cortan todo y después ellos lo pueden hacer. So you can cut just a couple of C shapes like that and then stick it on the canvas. So I have one bird and I'm trying to make another one. It's a little tricky when things are small, but when you see something from far, cuando ven algo de lejos, no se ven mucho los detalles en realidad. Entonces ya tenemos las ventanas, la puerta, la casa, tenemos los arbolitos. Vamos a empezar a aplicar el color, y para eso necesitamos nuestros 2 pinceles. Vamos a poner esto por allá. Tenemos ya nuestra paleta aquí. We have our palette with our colors, and what I'm going to do is use one of the brushes for the warm colors. So voy a empezar utilizando los colores cálidos que están aquí. So I'm going to start using those, and all I'm going to do is have fun and just make sure the tape is flat. Asegúrense que el tirro está pegado bien, y vamos a empezar a poner simplemente líneas de uno de los colores, por lo menos el más clarito. Me encanta. I would recommend you start with light colors. So we have the yellow happening here, and we're just gonna have fun letting the kid just go ahead and put it wherever they think. I'm spacing it out a little bit to make it more fun like that. And then if you want to add a little bit of white and blend it a little bit, you can. I think that looks more like gray, but that's okay. And then I'm going to grab a little bit of orange. I'm going to add it to it. So I'm just filling up spaces with different colors here and making it fun. So all you have to do, you don't need water when you use acrylics, so you can just put a little bit of white if you need it to run better, but you don't need to use, and then we're gonna have fun. The fun thing about this, honestly, is how easy it is, how fun, and that there's no mistakes, because all you're gonna do is have fun with the colors. You don't have to paint on top of the tape, but you can, but you don't have to. So we're gonna paint over wherever we feel we have to paint. That will balance. I like to go almost like pebbles. Me gusta ver poco a poco como pintar un poquito de un color, el otro, y se van pegando. En este caso, pues, se ve un poquito interesante porque está todo loco. Hasta que no terminamos de rellenar todo, no se va a ver. So far, so good. I'm gonna put this brush away. A good way to clean your brush always is to wipe the excess paint onto your napkin before, so you don't have to pour so much water into the sink after. It's better for the environment. Now we're gonna do the other colors, the cool colors. So I'm also gonna start with a light color, and I'm gonna go in between. I'm gonna try not to touch the other one, so it's almost like a puzzle, and I'm trying not to touch, that way it doesn't become a different color. So I'm gonna, voy a seguir aplicando los colores en la parte de en medio de donde está el tape. So in between the masking tape, I'm applying some paint. This one is now a little bit of a different color. I'm gonna end up painting the whole surface. So let the kid have fun and enjoy painting this whatever way they wanted to paint. It doesn't really matter because we're gonna create the art by pulling it after. So we're doing a little bit of this color here and here and maybe up here. And then we're gonna add the last one, which is gonna be a dark blue. I'm gonna actually mix it a little bit to make a kind of a fun color. Like I said, you don't have to paint over the tape, so you can go in the spaces around it. But if you do paint over the tape, it's okay too. So we have that. We have here. We're gonna make sure we have fun here. There we go. Try not to mix the colors too much so they look bright and nice. We can see the tape is here. Make sure we don't miss any spaces. Double check with mommy and daddy. Asegúrense de que no se ven ningún espacio entre medio. Perfecto. Creo que ya hicimos todo. It's so fun because you don't have to be that careful. You can just have fun and go with the flow. And I'm gonna add a little bit more white in between just to make it flow. There we go. So right now it looks a little bananas because it's everywhere. We can add a little bit of a dark color in between everything. All right. So once you finish this part, the most fun, let me see if I missed any spots. It gets confusing because you can't really see the tape under. So what I'm gonna do is just double check. Okay, good. I got it. I got everything. And now what you're gonna do is let it dry, okay? And once you let it dry, you can pull and see what happened. If you did a good job putting the tape down, make sure you wipe your brush, get the excess paint before you clean it. And what we're gonna do now is the uncovering of this nice painting. You wanna dry it at home. If you have a hair dryer, si tienen un secador de pelo, lo pueden utilizar. En este caso, lo voy a hacer de una vez a ver qué pasa. Entonces, pueden fijarse dónde está el tape. Podemos empezar con este. Cuando esté seco, van a hacer esto, ¿ok? You don't have to be impatient like me. You can just start taking your tape out. You can keep it in the side because, you know, you can do more art with the tape that has color in it too. So we have that one. And I'm going to take this part out and see what happens. So you can see the part that we put the tape in, it's staying clean. So that's really fun. Isn't it cute? And then when it dries, you can actually add details to it with a Sharpie. You can draw into it. You can do anything you like. So I'm taking some of the tape out for you to see. But I do advise you wait, not like me. Pueden esperar a que se seque. Pueden hacer este proyecto en 2 días, pueden hacer una parte y al día siguiente en el desayuno hacen la otra. Let me see. Very nice. All right. So tenemos ya la casa y uno de los arbolitos. ¿Qué tal? So fun and so easy to make. So I'm trying not to stain anything here. And I'm pulling the tape out. So this is so fun. You can do anything. If you don't feel like doing a home, you can always do an abstract piece where you put tape all over and then you remove it. So it's gonna be perfect. And I think we have windows, if I can find them. So you can see how fun. You just let the kid be. O sea, dejen que se diviertan con los colores y después es que van a sacar esta parte que yo estoy toda sticky, dirty hands. Esto significa que me divertí mucho con el proyecto con ustedes. So vamos a buscar las ventanitas. Aquí una y aquí está la otra. Alright. ¡Tarán! Súper fácil el proyecto y lo pueden hacer con los niños. No hay ningún rollo. Muy fácil. Solo necesitan el tirro, colores y eso es todo. So, vamos a ver qué tal les queda y me pueden mostrar cuando terminen. Yo le voy a estar agregando cuando se seque algún lápiz Sharpie para poder terminarlo y bueno, se los mostraré después. Pero con tape y un poco de pintura se pueden divertir de esta manera tan fácil. So once you have dried your painting a little bit, you can have fun with any markers that you have at home. Cuando hayan secado su pinturita, pueden divertirse con cualquier marcador o colores que tengan en la casa, añadiéndole un poco de detalles, por lo menos en las ventanas, like you can add lines on the windows. If you want, you can add maybe a roof, which is made out of smiles, just to put the tiles on the ceiling. You can leave it just black, having fun with black markers, or you can add any color that you like. I'm gonna leave it black and white because there's so much color happening around that this is good. And then I'm gonna put a knob on the door so I can go inside, and maybe I'm gonna switch to brown or red. Maybe I like a red door. What about that? Ponemos una puerta, pueden dibujar sobre la puerta con marcadores. Y esto pueden hacer cualquier cosa, como les dije. No tiene que ser una casita, puede ser abstracto total, con el tape nada más. Y pueden divertirse haciendo cualquier forma. Entonces aquí por lo menos a lo mejor le pongo un poquito de rayas amarillas. Y así pueden divertirse muchísimo en la casa haciendo este experimento. So for this part, you're just adding markers. And for the trees, maybe I'm gonna add some tree lines. You know how the trees have some lines like this? Maybe I'm gonna make a place where a little animal can live in. And some details for the trees. Unos detalles. Vamos a ponerle, a lo mejor el árbol lo cortaron por el verano, que van a hacer otra vez el año que viene, y le pueden poner unas rayas de árbol. You can do this fun activity with anyone. You can use patterns, whatever you like. So we have this happening. And very cool. So, está buenísimo porque es algo muy fácil. There's no mistakes. You're just having fun with lines and color. Y eso es todo, mis queridísimos amigos. Creo que se me olvidaron unos pajaritos que están aquí. Vamos a encontrarlos y los sacamos. So there's one bird here. I see it now. Let's see. One bird that I forgot. And I see one more here. Don't forget to mark where you put it. See? Ta-da! So, Muy divertido. Por favor, prueben hacerlo con los niños en la casa. You can do this on walls too. Pueden hacerlo en paredes. Queda muy lindo. Ponen tierra en las paredes. Después lo pintan y después pueden hacer detalles. Como pueden ver, súper fácil para hacer con los niños. Super easy to do with the kids at home. And I hope that you try it and really show me some of them. Bueno, amiguitos, thank you, my friends, for hanging out with me. This was so fun. This project is for little ones, remember, up to about 5 or 7. Este proyecto es para niños chiquitos en este nivel. Si quieren hacer algo más difícil, if you want to make it harder, you can cut the tape smaller and get into detail. This is a simple one for very little kids, okay? So have fun, number 1. And number 2, don't forget to follow us on social media. And thank you to Hispanic Canadian Arts once again. Nos pueden encontrar en YouTube, Instagram y Facebook. Y nos hace muy feliz estar con ustedes aquí y acompañarlos. Que tengan feliz semana.